Mom accused me of planting says toys in the drawer and then told my dad what I did and they both kicked me out of the house. Yesterday I went into my mom's room to look for tape measure as I knew she had one. I was looking through her drawers. Yes, I know I shouldn't go through people's things, and in the bottom drawer I lifted up a bunch of clothes and at the bottom was a whole collection of says toys. My mom is very conservative, so I was shocked out my mind and I kinda panicked and quickly left. I decided to just pretend I didn't see anything. After dinner my mom came in my room and started yelling at me for 1. Going through her drawers and 2. For putting the toys in her drawer. I guess I didn't close the drawer all the way up, so she figured out that I was in there. So she literally accused me of planting them in there and then she told my dad what I did and they both kicked me out of the house. Luckily my older brother is letting me stay at his place, but my mom called me afterwards and told me that I'm not allowed to come home unless I apologize. Should I just say sorry for something I didn't do? I'm really lost and confused right now. I'm sorry since nobody else is saying it, but your mom is a piece of crap for not being truthful to your dad about her toy collection. Obviously she felt pinning it on you as an option as opposed to admitting they're hers. You're still a minor, but honestly if my parents did some gaslighting crap like that to me, as difficult as it'd be, I wouldn't go back. She really broke a code with that. How could you ever trust her again? The only way you should go back is if she admits it wasn't you that planted them and she unjustly accused you. Well, you are 17, so you're still a minor. This means you should feel no shame doing what you have to do to survive. I am so sorry you have parents that can kick you out over lies, then force you to apologize because their ego got hurt. Please spend the next 1 to 2 years saving your money and developing an exit strategy. I believe in you. You got this. Please understand there are 27-year-olds on this forum who have not managed to escape, and they rationalize getting free rent and food from people they hate, and pretend to be the victim. Oh, I'm 27 and I can't move out, but I hate my parents, it's disgusting. Please don't end up like them. Escape. Live your life. Interesting. Your dad didn't know about the toys. Your mom isn't sure whether you found them or he did. This approach is the only one that addresses both potential issues. I don't understand when parents behave like teenagers. How could she kick out her own child who is still in school and probably is not working? What do you need to do? Do you need to live there? Then do what you have to do to survive. Apparently your mom was hiding them and decided to blame you on having these items. It is a very weird dynamic indeed, and one that you now know is unstable. If you absolutely need to live at home, then it is okay to apologize and just get on with life. But honestly, I am wondering about how your mother deals with things by ganging up on you in such a public way. Honestly, they both terrible at parenting. I would ask your father to check their bank account and ask the bank if any shady looking purchases come up. Sorry, the burden of proof is on you, but these ignorant craps need to be crushed entirely in order for the rest of us to heal. Husband's old friend is asking him to divorce me and marry her. I'm so angry and confused after I read her text sent to my husband. He usually never leaves his phone around in the house, but he did 2 days ago. I respect privacy, but constant notification sounds made me curious, and that lead me to those messages. She is a single mom with a kid, and is saying that she could have married him if not for me, and that there's still a chance to do the right thing by divorcing me and marrying her. My husband doesn't know that I know because I saw her messages by swiping down the notification panel from the top. I don't know whether he has replied to her yet, but this is causing tremendous pain for me. A part of me wants to confront him, and dissolve our marriage if that's what he wants. It's been 2 days, and he hasn't said a thing to me. I'm worried about our marriage. TLDR, husband's old friend is asking him to divorce me and marry her. And dissolve our marriage if that's what he wants. As someone with crippling self-esteem issues, this hurt me to read. It reflects my own terrible way of thinking. You need to talk with your husband. Openly about your fears, but also openly listening. It might just be a false hope, but maybe he didn't say anything because he has no wish to do so. I don't know his relationship with this woman, but it could be that it's not what you think it is. It could be true. By the end, there is only one way to find out. And I know Reddit throws it out often, but have you thought about therapy for yourself? I could be projecting here, but this kind of thinking destroyed my relationship with my ex. I thought I was worthless for her, that she is better off without me. And it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. As someone with few self-esteem issues, it was ducking wild to read that was her first and only conclusion. Girl, no frown. My first conclusion would be that he was going to leave and I wouldn't even be surprised. I think OP might have worked herself into a state where she expects the worst from the people closest to her so she doesn't have to be surprised when bad things do happen. I'm the same way. It's not a good place to be. My last therapy called it schemas. You have a sentence like everyone leaves anyhow, and that sentence does two things. It filters all your experiences. And it feeds, whenever something about it comes close, it grows larger and bolder. Suddenly you have a vicious cycle, where you act on your experience and this way make it come true. Frown. By the way, not one of my sentences. Not that they are much more cheerful. Tired sigh. The good thing is that you realize that you have this way of thinking. That is a huge step forward. I had so many sentences I had not even realized I had. Completely agree. I had to reread it. Wild indeed. OP needs to just talk honestly about it. Obviously this friend, big air quotes, isn't a friend. They're angling on the husband big time. My wife got a text message like this from an old boyfriend a year ago. It didn't bother me because he's bipolar. She told me he'd go through wild mood swings. She gently reminded him he's married with a child, that she's happy, and that while they had a nice time together he should try to be happy, with a reminder to make sure he's taking his meds. It didn't bother me at all except that I felt bad for her ex. Then again, she didn't hide it from me. You should absolutely confront him. If he didn't reply then he may have kept it from you to avoid you feeling anxious. He can't control who texts him, well, except to block, but he'd have no reason to block a random ex, at least until she did this. Don't keep quiet. You need to admit to wrongdoing. You looked through his phone and didn't tell him. I get it. But you have to fess up. Don't be accusatory. Merely explain yourself calmly and express how much pain this is putting you through. Explain that you hope he knows how much you love him and the last thing you would want is for him to be unhappy with you. Gently ask why this woman felt like it was okay to send a message like that. It was extremely over the line and inconsiderate and wrong. Go from there. Take your cues from how he reacts. Okay, I'll do this and post an update. Please do. This sort of thing is never easy, but you deserve to know the truth. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself if he gets defensive. Yes, it's not easy at all because we were the ones who helped her when she was going through divorce. We even let her stay at our rental home for free for a few months. After doing everything in our capacity to help, and to see her do this is really messing with my mind. Oh my God, seriously? Yeah, I don't blame you at all. Especially knowing her on a personal level like that. She has gone beyond crossing the line. How dare she stamp all over you like that? I hope your husband responded by putting a stop to that nonsense. It's not okay in any sense of the word, and he has to know that. Exactly. I don't know what got into her. I don't know whether he responded to her text, but I should have confronted him right then and there. I'll ask him about the texts after he gets back home from work. Also, our marriage was an arranged marriage. I mean, our parents are very good friends, and growing up we were told that we both were made for each other, and that eventually led to our marriage. Both of us were never in a relationship before because we knew our fate was sealed. We didn't want to disappoint our parents and break up their friendship, so we decided to get married. Do you love him? Does he love you? Even though we both are incompatible, yes, we both love each other. Why do you think you are incompatible? If you love him, then it's worth it to get to the bottom of this and find a way to work through it together. That's what matters. It doesn't matter how you got together. What matters is what you do from here on out as a married couple. I agree. Tell him you seen the notifications kept going off, so you checked to see if it was an emergency, but it was her. Tell him you are sorry and that you want to know why she is sending these messages and how he feels. I can see why he didn't say anything if his reply to her was "what the duck, stop talking crap." I've very occasionally had messages from ex-FWBs trying to low-key persuade me to cheat on my BF, and I just tell them where to get off and forget about it. If your husband just ducked her right off, which he should have done, I can see why he wouldn't think it worth talking about. I don't think you should feel bad to tell him that you saw. Because it was just notifications coming up, you didn't actually snoop his phone. If you leave phone visible, you gotta know everyone can see what pops up when a notification comes in. If he was cheating, I reckon he would know that for sure. Take heart and talk to him about it. Worldwide comments of the day. Never be friends with cheaters, they have no loyalty, not even you. Same old theme, cheater looking for that thrill instead of the stable family that they had. I feel like I'm the only person who is very happy about being home with my spouse from this lockdown. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.